Hey, what's up, everybody? Tuesday, November 26th. Yeah, 2 days to Thanksgiving. On that note, remember, Thanksgiving week, markets are going to be closed. It's going to be really thin. So be careful. Be careful if you opt to trade because markets are going to be thin. Could be exaggerated moves. And I've seen this many, many times in the past. In the past, when I felt compelled to trade all the time, and that's another aspect of mental game. I think that's would fall in line with the seeking of action, right? That's not about making money. When you feel compelled to trade all the time, that's almost like a gambler's instinct. That is a compulsion or a need for action. And I've spoken about that so many times that a lot of you are in this game thinking that your goal is to make money, when in reality, what you're really looking for subconsciously, what is motivating you to be in the game is that need for action. So you got to be in it all the time. The trades have to be happening frequently and in rapid succession. You need that fix. That's like an adrenaline rush for you. You need the action. But that is the quickest way to ruin. The hardest thing to do is to have that patience. The ability to sit with a position, even with a bad position, and to work out of it. Remember, losing is a choice. And most people choose to lose, and they rationalize that as a prudent way to go about trading. And it's not. Losses are not prudent. If you have the ability and the skills to manage positions, even when you find yourself from time to time in bad positions, and that's going to happen, you know how to get out of it. But it is going to require discipline on your part. It is going to require patience. And a lot of people can't do that. It eats them up. It drives them nuts. They don't think about that. Why is it that most people do not have patience? It's this need for instant gratification. It's this lack of control over their emotions. All right, they feel that pressure building up inside of themselves. Something got to happen. Why isn't something happening? You gotta go quiet on that. You gotta be like that tiger crouching in the grass, waiting for its prey. Patience. That is a key thing, a key element. So, this week there's really nothing much to do. Now I've been reading some of the, some of the media, some of the headlines, some of the blog posts. A lot of people are very, very kind of confused about the situation right now, because I saw one thing that says the market went up yesterday and it went up today on good trade news, but there wasn't any good trade news. So, they're like, scratching their head like, what's going on? They cannot understand really what is happening here. And this is working to our benefit, because if you understand the macro picture, and this gets back to what I was talking about in the last video, all right? If you understand the macro picture, if you understand the big picture, if you understand the elements, the driving forces behind basic conditions, whether those conditions are positive as they are right now, or whether at some point they turn negative and stay negative. Now, as you know, I said that's not going to happen. That is a very, very low probability that will happen, just because we have this massive fiscal support. And that only changes in the political equation. And right now, nothing's going to change. You have the election coming up next year. And after that, we have to see what will happen in terms of the election, the new Congress. Then they're going to propose policies. All of these things are very predictable. They tell you, I've said this so many times in the past, they tell you what they're going to do. And then they vote on it. And then it goes into implementation. And then you can devise your strategy or plan your strategy based on that. So that's the big macro picture. Those are the basic, those are the things that create the basic conditions. And the basic conditions will be, if you want to call it in trading terms, the major trend. All right, right now the major trend is up because of the fiscal situation, and that nothing has changed there and nothing is going to change there, at least until the next presidential election. And then even after that, as I've mentioned so many times, you have the biggest line items of expenditure are these things like Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid. So you have that going on. But then you have monetary conditions that, because of the nature of government spending and the budget, etc., these things ebb and flow on a month-to-month basis. Now, sometimes the effects are very noticeable and very impactful on the market, and we could take advantage of that. Like last week, I said, hey, we got to turn around. Monetary conditions were turning bullish. Remember, I said that when we got up around, 3120 on the S&P, initially I said, look, conditions are such that we are going to have some resistance in a continuation of the rally. And we did stall at that level. We did start to come down. And then I saw that monetary conditions had reversed, and I said, we got to get back in there. So these things ebb and flow from month to month. If you understand and if you are able to track these things, which we can, I mean, this information is public information. It's not like I have some secret black box somewhere and, I get some signals from outer space or some insiders. Hey, Mike, guess what? Here's the numbers coming up for the next week. No, this is public information. Nobody follows it. I have a video course. Now, many of you have availed yourself of that course for $99, Understanding the Daily Treasury Statement. That is a good place to start, to try to educate yourself on really the finances of the government, these flows. That is the checkbook of the United States federal government. You're literally talking about billions, tens of billions, hundreds of billions, even trillions flowing in and out of the banking system on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. I mean, talk about inside information. I spent years on a trading floor at 4 exchanges, and we did everything we possibly could to get to know the big floor brokers, because we wanted to know what was on their book, what orders were they holding, because they had the ability to move the market in the short term, to affect prices in the short term. If they had to execute a big order, a volume order, an order of size, we would jump in front of that. Or we would try to get the market to go up to that level, to elect those orders, to trigger those orders off, so that guy, that broker had to do something. That was a cash machine for us. We knew how to make money off of that. Now, this is basically the same thing. If you know there's going to be a Social Security payment coming in tomorrow, or the government's going to make a quarterly interest payment, or corporate tax payments are due, sucking out a certain amount of cash from the banking system into the government's account. I mean, all these kinds of things. These happen month after month after month. And the predictability is well known, because all these things are set up as automatic payments from the government. You just have to know when they're going to go out. But you have to understand how to take advantage of these things. But again, it all comes down to the mental game aspect. Sometimes you just have to sit patiently. And for many people, for most people, I would say that's an impossibility, or a near impossibility. So they construct these rationalizations like, I'm going to take a prudent loss, right? I'm going to take losses because that's going to help me. No, you take losses because you do not want to be patient. That is the only reason. The only reason. But whatever, that is put out there as some kind of trading wisdom or trading knowledge. Anyway, go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com. All my courses are there. And sign up for 30-day free trial of MMT Trader. Remember, my report, which is now $250 a month, is going up to $395 a month on January 1st, 2020. And it's still a bargain at $395. But you could lock it in right now at $250 a month. All right, everybody. I'll try to make a video tomorrow. If not, have a great, fantastic, healthy, wonderful Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.